श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शंकरं लोकशंकरं शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव त्वमेव सर्वं गुरुदेव देव। हरि ओम। Small bhajan I will sing. Bhagavan Krishna. हे माधवा हे मधुसूदना हे माधवा हे मधुसूदना दामोदरा हे मुरलीधरा दामोदरा हे मुरलीधरा हे माधवा हे मधुसूदना मनमोहना हे यदुनंदना मनमोहना हे यदुनंदना दीनावना भवभयभञ्जना दीनावना भवभयभञ्जना हे माधवा हे मधुसूदना दामोदरा हे मुरलीधरा दामोदरा हे मुरलीधरा हे माधवा हे मधुसूदना हे मधुसूदना। श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय। और तत्वबोध इन्वोकेशन। ओम वासुदेवेन्द्र योगीन्द्रं नत्वा ज्ञानप्रदं गुरुं मुमुक्षूणां हितार्थाय तत्वबोधो विधीयते तत्वबोधो विधीयते। Till now we have seen about Jiva. Bhagavan Shankaracharya, he led towards Jiva inquiry. This is called Jiva Vichara. We have done that. Jiva Vichara means Atma, Anatma, Vichakshana. What is self, what is not self. We have seen Shariratraya Atitaha Atma. Atma is not any kind of body, whether it is gross, subtle or causal. Atma is not any kind of sheath, Panchakosha Atitaha. And finally, Atma is not any kind of experience. That's why they say Atma Jnana is not one of the experience. Some people they may say, I experienced Brahma. I experienced Atma. So Atma is not any experience. This is the substratum of all experiences, because of which all experiences are happening. That truth, that reality, that essence is called Atma. So Bhagavan spoke about that, because we have to leave something, at the same time we have to hold something. The Atma Jnana we should hold, and Anatma Jnana we should leave. That's why Master is leading, Master is explaining what is Anatma and what is Atma. We have seen that. Then in the last class, he started Jagat Vicharana. Jagat Vicharana matram, inquiry about the universe or creation. He said, I am going to explain about 24 elements. These 24 elements are the constituents of the universe. They are the basic elements in the universe. He said, Pancha Jnanendriyani, Pancha Karmendriyani, Pancha Pranani, Pancha Mahabhutani, Mana, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankar. All together, these four are nothing but universe. Somebody, it's very, 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 very subtle inquiry. If you ask someone from where is the universe or what is the world, we say, other than me, everything is world. We live till here. From here, everything is world. This computer is belong to world. This room is belong to world. The city is belong to world. But Bhagavan Shankaracharya is saying, the Jagat will start from our ahankar. From the notion of I, the world starts. This I, mind, intellect, body, prana, indriya, everything belong under the definition of world only. But we say mind is mine, buddhi is mine, and ahankara is me. No, this is also belong to Jagat only. Support for this all play, that is me. I am not any kind of, or I am not any variety of a thing. I am the basic substratum of all. So he started, and then Bhagavan brought one concept that is called Maya. He defined Maya as Brahma Asraya, Trigunatmika, Maya Asti. The nature of Maya is, this is completely dependent on Brahma. You cannot say Maya is there and Brahma is there. No, this Maya is completely dependent on Brahma. And we can experience this Maya in three moods. One is called Sattva, second one is called Raja, third one is called Tama. Actually, Sattva, Rajas, Tamogana only our complete life. Sometime, very little time we will be in Sattva, and sometime in Raja, and majority of our time is in Tamas. Tamas means we are not interested to think anything. These two are quite contradiction. Sattva leads to thinking. Tamas says, no, very tired job. I am not going to think. So this kind of atmosphere is called Tama. Trigunatmika Maya Asti. Now, Bhagavan is bringing one more concept regarding this universe. Bhagavan said, Maya is Trigunatmika, Sattva, Rajas, Tamo, Gunatmika. The support for this Sattva, Rajas, Tamo, Guna are 5 elements. They cannot hang anywhere. The Sattva Guna or Rajo Guna or Tamo Guna. To see this Sattva, Rajas, Tamo Guna, we need 5 elements. These 5 elements we know, we call them as Mahabhutani. Space, air, fire, water and earth. Now, this is the new concept Bhagavan is bringing in the topic of universe. Before going into those details, I would like to tell little subtle point. Please listen carefully. For any creation, we need two causes. For any creation, we need two causes. Swamiji, please tell what are the two causes. One is material cause. Second one is efficient cause. In Samskrita, they say, Upadana Karana, Nimitta Karana. Material cause and efficient cause. Swamiji, can you give any example? Yeah. For example, I would like to create one pot. The material cause for this pot is mud, clay, material, upadana. This we need. Second one is, if mud is there, pot cannot come out. We need one more cause, that is called efficient cause, pot maker or potter. This pot maker is knowledge element. Please think. Pot maker is knowledge element. Whereas the material cause, the mud, is inert element. It cannot do anything. It may be completely what we call supporting element of the pot, but it cannot do anything by itself. It needs one knowledge element, that is called efficient cause. He is the pot maker. When pot maker collects the all mud and he does this and that, and finally he will bring out one pot. So this is the basic principle in any creation. We need a material cause and we need a efficient cause. For example, I would like to prepare puri. Definitely puri needs atta and oil and so many ingredients we need. Definitely we need them. But to create a puri, one amma is also needed. She is the efficient cause and those are the material cause. When the two mix together, this object will come. Okay. And the second point is, this material cause always be with the object. Mud always be with the pot. But the pot maker, he will create it and he will leave it. He will go to another job. That amma will go to, she will prepare puri and she will go to another job. This is the general formula. Understood? Yes, Swamiji, what is there? We understood. Now, we will come to the creation of the universe. लेकिन universe के लिए भी ये दोनों चाहिए. We need these two, material cause and efficient cause also. The straight answer is, the material cause for this universe is 5 great elements. Because we know them. Other than these 5, nothing is there in the world. Space, air, fire, water, and Prithvi, earth. Material cause. Okay. Now, here main Vedantic principle is there. In case of pot and mud, you know, this pot maker, efficient cause, he will collect the mud which is separate from him. And a pot maker is not mud. Maybe some mud is there in his brain, but he is not mud. He collect this material cause, something different from him, and he will do something and something will come out. Here, in case of Jagat, please think. We say Brahman is the substratum for the universe. Brahman is the substratum for the universe. And the qualification of the Brahman is, he is Advaita Swarupaha. Ekaha. He is one. Two are not there in Brahman. Number two is not there. His nature itself, Advaitam, Shantam, Shivam. Now please tell me, if that is the one and only there, the Brahman, from where he can bring these five elements? Is it possible or no? It is not possible. Brahman cannot bring five elements from anywhere because nothing is there other than him. So, these five elements are nothing but Brahman only. This is the main Vedantic thought. We may say, Swamiji, Prithvi is there, Akash is there, Agni is there, Jala is there, Akash, Vayu is there. But these five elements are Brahman only appearing in five different kinds of forms. This is one. Why, Swamiji? Because Brahman is one, he cannot bring anything other than him. Okay. So, for creation, material cause also Brahman. That's what I'm going to say. For this universe, for this Jagat, even the material cause also Brahman. Okay, Swamiji. Then, efficient cause. Efficient cause means the creator, the knowledgeable man. He also must be Brahman only. How can you say, Swamiji? Because he is Advaita. He cannot ask someone to create the world. Because there are not two people. Whom can he call? Who can come? Because he alone. So he has to be the creator also. The efficient cause also. That's why they say Bhagavan is everywhere. He cannot escape from us. Because if he is not there, nothing will remain. Everything will be washed away. That is his nature. What to do? Because of his presence only I can speak. Because of his presence only you can hear. If he is not there, then there is no Venkata Chaitanya. There is no some other person. Completely washed away. As an efficient cause, he is staying in everywhere and he is knowing what he is doing, Swamiji. Then he is knowing everything. That's why we call him as illuminator. Illuminator means it's not a light. Illuminator means under his light, all these dances of mind and intellect and sense organs and organs of action, everything will play in his light. He has to be there. Because he is not there, they are no more exist. They cannot exist. They cannot exist. If I give a gold necklace and I say, keep necklace with you and give me the gold back, what you can keep? Gold is nothing but necklace. You put a name and form and you say, I am rich, I am poor. But the gold, it is gold. It is gold. It is Brahma. See, this is the difference between ordinary our creations and the universe. So the material cause for the universe also be Brahman and the efficient cause also be Brahman. Brahma. Yes, Swami. Because he is Advaita Swarupa. We may say some names are there, for some forms are there, some qualities are there, some greatness is this and that. As long as we are in intellect state, we will label, we will judge, and these things will be there. But if you little jump over the intellect, then the one truth is one. You and me are one, completely one. We are not two. And now, Shankaracharya ji, he puts one more thought. To understand this thought is little difficult. He says, my dear student, I would like to ask one question. Student said, yes, Guruji, you can ask, I will answer. Mere beta, do you know in your experiences anything? For that thing, both material cause and efficient cause is one. Do you know anything like that? Both. Particularly for that, material cause and efficient cause, both are one. Student said, Guruji, no, Guruji. Because as per my experiences, they both are different only. Material cause is always Jada Padartha, efficient cause is always knowledge, conscious thing. Then Guru said, no. One thing is there. For that, material cause and efficient cause both are one only. Then what is that, Guruji? Please tell, please tell, please tell. Then Shankaracharya ji said, that is dream. Dream? Yeah. The material cause for the dream is waking mind. Whatever the material we are playing in our dream, for this dream, the material is waking mind. Okay, so material cause for the dream is waking mind. At the same time, the efficient cause means the dreamer. This dreamer also cannot come anywhere. Waking mind only took another form as dreamer. If he also there and this waker also there, then two will fight each other. In our experience, the dreamer will die there only. If he also as real as this waker, then we will have three persons. Venkat Chaitanya A, Venkat Chaitanya B, and Venkat Chaitanya C. No. This waking mind only the projecting himself as the dreamer. Aina? Then Bhagavad Pada says, my dear student, I am giving one conclusion. For any creation, if the material cause and efficient cause both are same, then the created thing is definitely an illusion. Like dream. So, now whatever you are saying, different names, different forms, different people, anekata, anekata, anekata. This anekata is just an appearance on the truth. That's why he said Jagat Midya Brahma Satya. The Satya is one and only, it cannot change. Because I started as Brahman is one, that's why he cannot bring anything. He himself is appearing as material cause, as pancha element, 5 elements, and the efficient cause is creator. And then you should ask one question, Swamiji, if Brahma is appearing as material cause, is there any modification in Brahma? There will be no modification also in Brahma. It cannot be modified as a space, fire. Swamiji, but what are you saying? So we are experiencing, Swamiji, this is fire, or this is air, or this is space, but you are saying it is an appearance. How? This is called sadhana. How, when that question came, how? Then we should to think more. Because the substratum is such, it cannot change like anything, something else. It is such, there will be no multiple facets. I cannot say he is different, she is different, it is different, that is different. because there will be no modification in the truth. So we should lead our intellect from anekata to ekata, from names and forms to their substratum. Because as long as it likes, the necklace is beautiful, the design is so colorful, it cannot see the gold. If he starts seeing the gold, then it cannot label. Earring also gold only, necklace also gold only. What we call them? Everything is gold only. I don't know ornament names. If you see the names and forms, then definitely there will be difficult to receive this thought. How can you say, Swamiji, that is different, this is different, that is costly, this is cheaper? But my dear students, I am saying see gold. So this is completely from Triguna to these 5 elements also Bhagavan is bringing. These 5 elements also an appearance on truth only. The truth is you. Okay, Swamiji. He brought till here. Then Bhagavan said the student did not understand anything. Then he said 2-3 points he says. Some are from Advaita philosophy, some are from other philosophies also. One philosophy, they say, actually, as long as these trigunas, sattva, raja, tama, they are in equilibrium state, they say there is no creation, as long as they are in equilibrium state. Then Swamiji, how could then creation can came? Then they said, this equilibrium state can be disturbed by another element called time. When time touches our mind, then creation starts. The student is asking, how the creation came? This is one answer. How can you say so? It is there? Because we sleep. We sleep. In our sleep, we are in state of equilibrium. Completely homogeneous state of experience is our deep sleep. Whenever the time concept touches our mind, then we will wake up. Morning 4:30, okay, so I should be ready to get up. I said I have to go to the office by 8 o'clock, so minimum 6 o'clock I should get up. They say the equilibrium state of mind will be disturbed by the time. When the time concept touches the mind, then we start create. We start creation from our mind only, then everything will be work. This is one thing. Okay. Some answers these are. And then now Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji, he explains. This is called, they say, to explain the creation, there are 3 steps are there. From absolute standpoint, there is no creation, only Brahma. That is there in our Mundaka Upanishad. We study na Alat Shanti Prakarana, Karika, this and that. They say there is no question, there is no chance to this world to exist. Only Brahma. This is one. If you understand, well and good. And the Guru starts the second stage. In this second stage, Guru says, world is unreal. World is unreal. But for Vyavahara, we can say something. For Vyavahara means for our transaction, we can say something. So the elements come like they have some particular properties. If they mix, this will happen. If they don't mix, we have to do some sadhana. And then we can purify our mind. Then only we can understand this knowledge. Then Brahmavritti can stay. This is all called Vyavahara. Second standpoint of the Vedanta. And the third standpoint is there. For the third standpoint, they don't teach even the knowledge also. They don't teach knowledge. Then They have to start from work. Because they say you are so much Rajasic, you cannot understand my thoughts. If I say something, you are pushing 100 questions on me. Because this is all your Rajas. Your mind is not able to accepting what I am saying because there is some agitation. Raja Vatavarana is there. To exhaust that Rajas, you cannot start with knowledge. You start from work. Work from self, what we call Nisvardha Karma. Selflessly you work, then pray the Lord. Then slowly you will get some qualities which are suitable for this knowledge. Then we will go to Vyavahara and Paramarthika Satya. Okay. From Vyavahara standpoint, Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji, he is explaining about the creation with respect to these 5 elements and the Trigunas. That we will see. This is from page number 71 in my book. The evolution of the 5 elements. How these 5 elements came and what they are doing, what their properties, we will study with the eye of Vedanta. Even science also studying them. What is space, what is air, what is fire. But here we are going to study with the eye of Upanishad and Vedanta. Okay. 71. Bhagavan is saying, Tataha akasaha sambhutaha akasad vayuhu vayoho tejaha tejasa apaha adbhyaha prudhivi. It is in Sanskrit. If you translate it, tataha, from there, or from that. From that means from Brahman. From Brahman. Akasaha sambhutaha. The first element came is akasaha, space. So, see the sequence. From Brahman, akasha came, space. Akasad vayuhu. From space, air has come. 2 now. Vayoho tejaha. From air, fire came. Tejaha means fire. Okay. Tejasa. From fire, apa. Apa means waters. Water came. Okay. Finally, adbhyaha. From water, prudhivi. The earth has come up. So from Bhagavan, from Brahma, space. From space, air. Air say fire. Fire say water. Water say prudhivi, earth. So this way, they all came from Brahman only. But they say there is a sequence. From Brahman only, space. From space, air. From air, fire. From fire, water. From water, earth. Swamiji, is there any proof in Upanishad? Yes, in Taittiriya Upanishad it is there. Tataha akasaha sambhutaha akashad vayuhu vayoho tejaha tejaha apaha adbhyaha prudhivi. The same phrase is there in Taittiriya Upanishad. No, okay, Swamiji. So these are all the 5 elements. So fundamentally we are starting about the inquiry of the universe. 5 elements: space, air, fire, water, and earth. Now, Swamiji, is there anything to know about these 5 elements? Yes. Among the 5, they say space is most subtler one. Then air, then fire, then water. Finally, grossest is earth. We know. How can we know, Swamiji? This Prudhivi, this earth, we can hold it. We can see it. We can taste it. We can touch it. Prithvi. Go for the space. You cannot hold it. You cannot see it. You cannot taste it. You cannot touch it. I know. This is because of their subtlety. In Sanskrit, it is a sukshmatvat. Like our personality only. This body can be seen. Mind, no. Some smell, no. They are in our experience. Still we cannot hold them because they are more subtler than these elements. In these 5 elements also it is there. Space is more subtler than 1 and 1. Prithvi is the grossest element. Now, this subtlety, what we say the sukshmata, has 2 components. One is which is more, which is most pervasible. That will be the more subtler. This is the rule in Vedanta. Pervasive means it can pervade anywhere, everywhere. For example, see, mind is most subtler than body, I say. Because mind can pervade anywhere, everywhere. It can penetrate anywhere, where body cannot. That's why they say mind is more subtler than body. So in Vedanta, wherever the subtlety comes, subtlety means its pervasiveness is more. Its accommodation power is more. Space is most subtle means it can pervade anywhere. Sarva vyapi. Vyapakata in Sanskritam. This pervasiveness is nothing but this vyapakata is more. That's why it is subtler. Second one. This subtlety depends on the number of qualities it has. If it is very, 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 very less qualities, then it can pervade more area. If it has more qualities, it cannot pervade more area. How, Swamiji? They say, in case of space, in case of akasa, we know akasa is pervades everywhere. Sarva vyapaka akasa. Because in space only air is there. In space only fire is there. In space only water is there. In space only Prithvi is there. Space can accommodate all other 4. And you know, space has one and only one quality. That is called sound. That's why they say Dig Devata, Dig Devata. Dig Devata for sound is space, Shabda. Shabda only can travel in space. Now you ask one question, Swamiji. In our science, they say sound cannot travel in space, but you are saying Shabda can travel in space. The basic definition for their space and our space completely different. Our space definition is, we say Akasha. In Sanskrit, translation for space is Akasha. Avakashatvat Akashaha. This is the definition for Akasha. Avakasha means anything can stay in it. For example, they say, there is a space in my chair. Because of that space only I can sit. Because of space only this room can build. Because it gave avakasha, it gave a chance to build this room. That avakashatva element we call as akasha. Not empty, not a void. Even void also can stay in space. How, Swamiji? Because it is given accommodation to that. We don't know after this Sunya what may be there. Even Sunya also can stay in space. Our space is not Sunya. Even now we have space. In our stomach also we have space, they say, because it is giving accommodation for food. Wherever this avakasha will come, chance to stay, that element we call as space, not sunya. Okay, this is one. From space, the next element is air, vayu. This vayu, all other three can stay in vayu. Fire can stay, water can stay, earth can stay, but space, it cannot give accommodation for space. Only three can stay. So little less pervasiveness than space. And it has two qualities. Vayu. One is sound, second one is touch. For example, nice breeze comes, we will experience the touch. Wherever we receive this touch experience, sparsha we call in Sanskritam. This is because of air. It has two. Sound also, it can accommodate sound. Air has a sound. Vayu, it has a quality of sound. It has a quality of touch also. If air comes, there is a sound, there is a touch also. Two. And three. Third one is fire. Fire, it has both sound. Yes, fire, sound. Touch, of course, touch is there. Third one is fire has a shape also. Rupa. Whereas air, it doesn't have rupa, shape. Space doesn't have rupa, shape. Whereas this fire, it has three. Shape, sound, touch. Slowly qualities are improving, pervasiveness, subtlety is decreasing. Because it has more qualities, its subtlety will decrease. And the fourth one is called water. The additional quality for water is taste. All the above three, they don't have taste. Taste starts from water. 4 qualities. And the final one is earth. The additional quality in earth is smell. All 5 earth has. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Sound, touch, shape, taste, smell. See, all 5 elements, they have 5 qualities. But all 5 are in Prithvi, earth. 4 are in water. 3 are in fire. 2 in air. Only 1 in space. That's why space has more subtlety, more pervasiveness. It can accommodate all other 4. This way, these 5 elements are there. Oh, Bhagwan, okay, Swamiji, 5 are there. Akashaha, Vayuhu, Tejaha, Apaha, Prithvi. These are the Sanskrit names for all the 5 elements. Now, little heavy, I don't know. It's like more informative only for about creation. The other one is these 5 elements, when they came from the Lord or from Brahman, they are in pure form. Pure form means air matlab air, fire matlab fire, water matlab water, space matlab space, earth matlab earth. The name of their pure form is called Tanmatras. Tanmatra, if you break that sandhi, this is called Tat matra. That alone. Tanmatra means tat matra. Tat matra means that alone. They are in their own pure form. All the 5 elements. Then do you know what happened? If they are in their own pure form, this creation could not come. How can you say, Swamiji? In their pure form, the sense organs cannot receive them, cannot perceive them. Then they said, there was a process called grossification. In the beginning, they are very subtle and they are very pure form. Then they all undergo one type of what we call method is called, that is called panchikaranam or grossification. When they grossified, then now for whatever we are seeing, experiencing with our senses like fire, air, water and everything, this is all after mixture. They are not pure elements. Swamiji, yes. That process is called panchikaranam or grossification. From their subtle form, we brought it into the gross form, like our thought. When the thought is there in our mind, it is completely subtle. A thought came. Today, I would like to have one paratha with aloo bhaji. This is a thought. It doesn't have any shape and size and nobody knows, but it is there. Today, I would like to have paratha with aloo bhaji. Then what I do? I will manifest this thought with a particular process. I know everything. In subtle form, it is there. What is there in paratha? What should I bring? What I should not bring? How much I bring? Where should I? Then I will create it. The thought paratha only it came out. I made it. And do you know, I will eat it. If I create it and if I don't eat it, then the creation will not be complete. I have to eat it. Then you know that satisfaction also a subtle thought. The paratha is gone. But I say, if 2 days later, how was the paratha? Then I will give total information about the paratha, which is there in subtle form. In these 5 elements also the same. First, they all in subtle form. Then a process has happened that is called grossification. Now what we are experiencing with our senses, they are called grossified elements. Panchikarana Mahabhutani. In the beginning, when I defined gross body, subtle body, I used this word. Panchikrita, Panchamahabhutani. When body is prepared, this body is with these grossified elements. Where mind is with subtle elements. The same 5 elements are the cause for both mind and body. But when they created that mind, they are in their pure form. When we created this body, they are in the grossified form. This grossification, Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji, he will explain later. But now, he is explaining from these 5 elements, they have one aspect I told. Because it is our experience, you cannot say, Swamiji, no. Because if you see the fire, you can say, Swamiji, it has a shape. It has a touch. And if you see water, it has a taste. It has a shape. It has a touch. They have all the qualities. Okay. So, to receive these qualities, we need some instruments. That is called our Jnanendriyani. Actually, what I want to say is, all creation is nothing but either this form or that form, 5 elements only. Whether it is a subtle form or it's a gross form. Now, Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji explaining from these 5 elements, how the 5 sense organs have come out. This is in page number 73. He is saying, Yetesham panchatattvanam madhye akashasya Satvikamshat Srotrendriyam Sambhutam. It is in page number 87. Yetesham, from these. Panchatattvanam, from the original 5 elements. Tattvanam he used. Tattva means original 5 elements. Akashasya, from the Akasha. Satvika Amshat, from its Satvika Amsha. Srotrendriyam Sambhutam. This Srotra Indriya, this ear organ of sense, it came out. So if somebody asks, the leading factor in our Srotra is Satvika Amsha of Akasha. That's why we hear the sound from this sense only. Because these two are friends. Akasha and ear, Srotram. Because from the Satvika element of that 5 Akasha only, this ear, Indriya, not this apparator. Indriya, the boss of this apparator came. And then Vayoho Satvika Amshat Vagindriyam Sambhutam. From Vayu Satvika Amsa Vagindriyam, speech, power of speech. Because it has sound. Sound and air, both are friends. Sound and Agnehe Satvika Amshat Chakshurindriyam Sambhutam. This Chakshu Indriyam, it is from Agni. And Jalaha Satvika Amshat Rasanendriyam Sambhutam. Tongue has 2, speech and taste. This taste, it came from Jalam. And finally, Prudhivyaha Satvika Amshat Granendriyam Sambhutam. Granam means nose. It can smell. That capacity is from the Satvika Amsha of Prithvi. Oh, Swamiji. This is all evolution. 5, he spoke about 5 elements. From this 5, listen carefully. From these 5 elements, only from Satvika Amsha only, all the Jnanendriya came. Satvika Amsha. Because already we spoke. Satvikata is nothing but knowledge. Activity is Rajas. Inertia is Tamas. So the name of these Indriyas are Jnanendriyas. So Jnanendriya, they need Satvikata from the creation also. They are Sattva. Jnanendriya. Our Jnanendriya are Sattva. Our Karmendriya are Raja. Our body is Tama. The manifestation of Trigunas also in our equipment, in this way they are there. Our mind, intellect and Jnanendriya are Sattva. Our Prana and Karmendriya are Rajas, activity. And body is Tamas. We don't know what it is. We have to tell. We have to clean. We have to feed. We have to wash. We have to dress up. Everything we have to do. Master has to do. Completely inertia. Slowly he is taking creation. In our next class also, we will take some more data. Swamiji, creation is a little difficult, Swamiji. That's why Bhagavan took this charge. If he asked us to create, we will definitely confuse. Beautifully, 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 they garlanded this universe. That's why they are much more disciplined in the creation. Even though they are very powerful, but they don't disobey their discipline. Natural elements. We say land is little, Swamiji, waters are more, but they don't cross their borders. If they cross their borders, we are nothing. 5 elements are, if you see, they have definitely different perspective, that is, they are very disciplined. God only created all this in a beautiful way. Some people they say they are natural laws. Some people they say creator. So whatsoever. So there is a beautiful discipline. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.